Hello, hello, it's Jennifer Gilman and Jordan Strobel.
Hi.
We want to welcome you tonight. We're going to be talking about focus and concentration. We just have 20 minutes together, which is great for focusing and concentrating. But yeah, I'm Jennifer Gilman. I am owner of the Herbal Cabinet, and I've been a wellness advocate with doTERRA for 7.5 years now. So it's been wonderful having these products in my life and my family's life. And I've helped hundreds of people now. And it's just great to have these holistic alternatives, right? To be empowered with this type of plant medicine for our health. And it really is body, mind, and spirit. So I really appreciate that. Jordan, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I was actually introduced to doTERRA by Jennifer about almost 7 years ago. I think October is my 7 year anniversary with doTERRA. I'm currently a zookeeper. I love taking care of animals, but I'm also really, really passionate about natural health and wellness. And definitely a huge part of that is in thanks to everything that I've learned from Jennifer and the rest of our oil community for sure. Because of that, I actually became a registered yoga teacher last year. And then I'm also pursuing my certification in integrative nutrition health coaching as well. I love just kind of making sure that, we're taking care of ourselves and so we can take better care of the planet and, making sure that everything is nice and healthy and natural, of course.
I love that. And I love teaching with you, Jordan.
Oh, you too.
So whoever invited you to this, you can make sure you thank them for being here and just like being able to take some time to really focus on this subject because this is one that's very difficult these days. I would say in my whole career as an herbalist and holistic health coach, the last year and a half has been the most difficult in my professional career, but also I see in my whole life is things are just getting harder. It's really difficult to stay on task. So we have to remember, like, how does this happen in our brain? Because it's actually something going on in our brain. How does focus actually work in the brain? So the answer to that is the ability to focus requires adequate neural connections in the brain. Okay. So it has to happen in the brain. It has to have the adequate neural connections in the brain to process any kind of incoming sensory data. Okay. Some of that sensory data could be sights we're seeing and we're actually recognizing. So some of you might have been like, I know I do this. My husband will say, "Didn't you just see that just now?" No, didn't see it. I know it went right by me, right? All right, so that's one example. Sounds, something that happens and you're in your own world, right? You're thinking your own thoughts. You don't even hear the buzzer going off and something's baking in the oven, you know? So it could be something like that. We want these to work better. But sights, sounds, smell, all of those sensory data, we want to have the adequate neural connections. That's how we can focus and concentrate. So, how do we do that? So, Jordan and I together are going to help you with 4 ways to impact this and to impact those neural connections in a positive way. And the great news is it can happen right away. It can really happen right away. So you just have to focus on it. Well, no pun intended. But anyway, really incorporating these 4 things. Are you ready? So hopefully you have pen and paper. So the first one is providing the crucial nutrients to the brain and the gut, okay? So of course, those good nutrient dense foods, right? If you are not doing well on focus, you want to look at your diet. You know, what are you eating? Is it higher in maybe those processed carbohydrates versus carbohydrates that come from fresh vegetables, okay? So those kind of things you can look at and you can work with a health coach to work on those kind of things, which Jordan and I are. But we want to look at what doTERRA products can really help. And I just want to give you a couple, just 2 that really can help greatly. And the first is the omega-3s. The omega-3s come in a like a pill form, a capsule form, and I take these every day, but it also comes in a liquid form called IQ Mega. So these are really, really important, you guys. Omega-3s can be gotten from the diet. You can certainly make sure you're using a lot of extra virgin olive oil, the avocado oil, you know, different things like that, but you must take as a supplement omega-3s. It's the only way we're going to help get adequate neural connections, okay? Really get it firing. So the normal dose is 2 of those capsules twice a day. I have an autoimmune condition. I must take 3 twice a day. And sometimes I take 4 twice a day. It's not uncommon to have higher doses of omega-3s. So when things aren't going well, you know, take a little bit of extra. It's not going to be, you know, you don't have to worry about overdosing on omega-3s. When I have like maybe a workshop I'm teaching, or I'm going to do a lot of talking in one day, I actually like to have the IQ Mega because sometimes you get tired of taking pills. The IQ Mega is generally it was made for kids or people who can't swallow pills. I make sure I have that in my refrigerator at all times so that I can just quickly take an extra teaspoon of that when I feel like I need even more, okay? So omega-3 is really, really key. But remember, number 1 was about crucial nutrients for the brain and the gut. The number 1 thing I'm going to tell you about gut is probiotics, and doTERRA's is just stellar. This probiotic, it's the PB Assist Plus, okay? PB Assist Plus, the plus is prebiotic fiber. So now in this capsule, you have not just the probiotic, but also prebiotic fiber, which is the food for the probiotic to work better. We also have a kids version, which every now and then our family gets, and that is PB Assist Junior. And again, you don't have to swallow a pill, which is really beneficial when you get tired of swallowing pills. And you can just open that little packet up, and it's like a little pixie stick. So Jordan's showing it there. I love those darn things. They taste good, and they're encapsulated. It's just like this encapsulated live probiotic, right? So that's really important. So we want to make sure adults and kids have their probiotic. Number 2, so we talked about providing crucial nutrients to the brain and gut, omega-3s and your probiotic. The second part of impacting these neural connections is helping ground your energy to improve focus and concentration. Okay, so we need to ground it in order for it to work good. Well, I know you guys know this one. Many of you know this oil. It's the best. Balance. Balance is one of the best oils. It's the oil blend. It's a grounding blend. So the only way we can help to really focus and concentrate, we have to ground our energy. Because if we're up here, how are you going to make that connection? You can't. You need to ground the energy first. So the best thing I think for adults is the balance. And the way I would do this is actually put a drop on the bottom of each foot, okay? So you put a drop in the palm of your hand, you rub the bottom of your foot. Now the whole bottom of your foot. So if this was the bottom of your foot, you want to make sure you're covering the pads of the toes, the pads of the big toe, the whole thing, not just in the middle, not just on the bottom, not just at the top, the whole thing, okay? Takes 5 seconds to rub that in. So make sure you're putting that balance on the bottom of your feet, but the other area is on the brain stem. And one of the best ways is to put some in your hand first, take a few deep breaths, and then go ahead and put that on the back of the neck and into the brain stem. So that's a really nice way to ground that energy. Now for kids, we do have a special roller for them called the Steady Roller. And I think Jordan has that. The Steady Roller is perfect for kids. It's pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. It's meant for them to ground their energy. So again, they can, you know, kids love rollers. They think it tickles, it's fun to use, you know, they use it on their siblings, they want to use it on you, you know, so they just love rollers. It feels good, tickles a little bit, and they think it's cute. So the Steady Roller, they're going to put it on their bottoms of their feet and again on the back of their neck, okay? And they can smell that, and it has a really nice smell. So Jordan's going to take it from here and give you those other 2 ways to impact the neural connections.
All right. Hey guys. Yeah. So Kind of going off of that, talking about kind of hyperactivity, and we really want to kind of calm that down a little bit and really helping us to stay more focus oriented on tasks specifically. You know, if we're having trouble kind of concentrating and just, we're getting distracted, things are kind of, very, a little overwhelming almost. It's just a lot of stimuli. We have a couple of different options. So kind of like what Jennifer was just saying, there's kind of more of a adult side and a little bit more of a kid side. But the first one is called Intune. And this is actually one of my favorite blends just because I love the smell of it. We kind of like to think that if we really are attracted to the smell of certain oils, it's because our body's like, yes, I need more of that. And so I actually love this one as like a natural perfume because I think it smells fantastic. But this particular blend is our Focus blend, and it does come in a roller bottle. So wonderful, just like Jennifer was saying, that kids love the roller bottles. Obviously, adults do too. I mean, who doesn't, right? They're super easy to use. This one in particular, I really like to roll it right here on the insides of my wrists. You can roll it there. You can roll it onto the backs of your hands, back of your neck, onto your temples. And what's in here is we have West Indian sandalwood, we have patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, Hawaiian sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. So it has some of those nice, like rich grounding oils like the sandalwood and frankincense, which is so good for our cellular health. So especially for our brain, we're talking about all of our neural activity right now. A lot of that frankincense oil is really good for that. And then I love that it does have a little bit of the floral to it. It's got that ylang ylang and the Roman chamomile, but it has the lime in there. So that lime kind of gives it a little bit of that like zesty citrusness to kind of brighten it up just a little bit. So I really do love the smell of this. It's fantastic for adults. And this particular roller bottle is actually not diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So if you really wanted to, you could actually pop that roller top out of there and get yourself a dropper and use it as a diffuser blend too. So I think this is a great, great, great blend from doTERRA. It was one of those ones that I think I picked up pretty early in my doTERRA days, and I don't know what kind of drew me to it, but I was just like, you know what, I want to try that one out. And like I said, I fell in love with it. I always have it on hand now just because I like it as a natural perfume, but also if I'm having troubles kind of staying focused, if I'm working on a lot of different things, if I'm like, you know what, I could go over here, I could go over there. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's focus on one thing at a time. I love that Intune blend. So for kids, we actually have the Thinker blend. So this is the Focus blend for kids. And this one is awesome. So it's a little bit hard to read. This one actually does have fractionated coconut oil. So it is pre-diluted to be perfect for helping out with kids. And so it actually has vetiver, peppermint oil, clementine, and rosemary. So vetiver is such a great oil. I love it on its own. It has a nice kind of deep smoky scent to it. And at nighttime, I use vetiver a lot if I kind of have a lot of like brain chatter going on. So that's exactly what's happening in this blend for the kids, is that it's really helping just to kind of calm down all of those thoughts that they have going on, because their brains, they're learning, they're growing, they're developing in so many different ways. And so sometimes they might need a little bit of that help to kind of, like we said, tune in a little bit more, kind of stay more focused, stay on task. So I love that vetiver is in here. The other one that I love that's in here is rosemary, because studies have actually shown that inhaling rosemary oil while you are studying or working on kind of like a memory oriented task, it will actually help you to, what's the word? Come up with those memories later on. I need to use it right now, clearly. So it'll help you to kind of to retain that information. And they actually found that participants in this study, their memory retention, there it is, it actually increased by about 5 to 7% when they were inhaling rosemary oil during the time that they were studying, and then when they took the test. So this is fantastic, especially, kids, they go through a lot of testing in their school years. So especially, if any of your kids have kind of trouble testing, things like that, definitely try this Thinker blend. And one thing I wanted to point out really quick that I love is that doTERRA has all the kids oils in a great little pack. So if you look up like the Jennifer, what's it called? What's the kids kit called? Does it have a specific name? I forgot.
It's actually just called Kids Collection.
There it is.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Brilliant.
But it does come with other kids blends as well, but you definitely get those too. So they're great for kids. Obviously, we love to use them as adults as well. So just kind of nice to switch it up sometimes. But those are two fantastic blends for that. Um, Applying it the same way. So using it topically, inside of the wrist, the back of the hands, it's a nice kind of way to, that's going to be more um, kind of facing toward your face a little bit more, the back of the hands, behind the ears, back of the neck, on the temples. Those are all great places. Diffuser jewelry is actually really great for these blends too. So if you have any kind of like lava bead bracelet or a necklace, if your kids have those, they can easily roll it onto there and kind of have a longer lasting effect throughout the day sometimes as well. Now, we talked about a diffuser because, like I said, I do love to have my diffuser going, especially if I'm working on tasks. If I'm not wearing the oils, I'm definitely diffusing the oils. And so we wanted to give you guys a couple of different blends for that. The first one is to, again, kind of calm down that hyperactivity. It's going to be 3 drops of lavender and 3 drops of wild orange. And I would actually probably also put a couple drops of balance in there because I love balance. It's such a good oil. But what I love about that blend in particular is that lavender is going to be nice and calming to really just, again, kind of chill out a little bit more. But that citrus, the wild orange, is going to be very uplifting as well. So not only are you going to get some of the like the nervousness and anxiousness kind of calm down, but you're also going to have that nice positivity and that uplifting from the wild orange. And then if you don't have issues with hyperactivity, but you actually need kind of the opposite, you need to like perk yourself up a little bit. You need some of that energizing. 3 drops each of wild orange and peppermint oil. So again, the nice uplifting positivity from the citrus of the wild orange with the really energizing and focus and alert benefits from the peppermint oil. So peppermint is another great oil just to really kind of help to just feel more awake, to feel more alert, to really kind of, enhance your productivity at that point. So these are great blends. You can use them early on in the day, or if you kind of feel like after lunch is when you're kind of starting to feel a little bit more sluggish, you're having a little bit more trouble at work just because your body's digesting, it wants to rest, and you're like, no, I have a meeting to go to, or I have a project to get done. That's a great time to apply some of these oils or diffuse them at your desk as well. So love, love, love all of those oils. As we wrap up, if you are a doTERRA member, obviously the best way to get your oils is to go right into your account and order through your loyalty rewards program. You're going to get rewards points back, and you're going to get points back on your shipping. It's a fantastic way to order any of these oils. If you're brand new to doTERRA and you haven't tried any of these oils yet, and you're like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to get in on this, go back to whomever sent you this recording or invited you to this class and tell them that you want to get 25% off. That is the best way to order from doTERRA, is to have the 25% off membership. And then that way you get all the options of all of the fantastic oils and nutritional products, like Jennifer was saying earlier, at a discounted rate. So that's how we love to order our oils. Obviously, it is fantastic, and you get to keep learning from all of us in this community as well. So we have a wide variety of classes that we love to share all this information with you guys, and be here to support you all along the way in your wellness journey.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. So you guys, that's your homework. So you want to make sure you do those 4 things, because you will be able to quickly impact those neural connections. All right. Now, make sure you follow us. You can find on the Holistic Health Alliance Facebook page, you will find upcoming events. That's Holistic Health Alliance. If you're a member of our private community, you can find this on Everyday Essentials. So you guys have a great night. We loved being here with you, and share this video with others. Okay. We'll be posting it up on both of those Facebook groups. And if you know people that need help in this area, please share it with others. All right. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.